Today we're going to talk about scalability, and actually I'm going to talk about anti-scalability. I'm part of a business organization called Entrepreneur Organization, and I'm always, encouraged, how are you going to scale your business? How are you going to make it bigger? How are you going to create economies of scale? And I say I'm not. I have no interest in doing that. And so I look at this as, for example, people do 3 hair transplants a day. I can never see myself doing that. People doing 10 hair transplants a week. I can never see myself doing that. I don't like that. I don't enjoy it. I like to do 1 surgery a day, which is pretty different from most surgeons. I like to operate every single day. I like to see my patients, take my time, shoot a video, and just enjoy my life. And part of that is just quite enjoyable. What brought this to mind is I just finished reading a book called Omnivore's Dilemma. And in this book they talked about organic farming. And we always think, oh, organic farming is great. Well, it is, but there's also 2 types. There's one which is big organic, huge farms that do a lot of mass production that, for example, Whole Foods has to use these larger organic farms because they can't use small local farms. What's the difference? A huge difference. The small farms that are local create what's called a polyculture sustainable farm. What that is that these farms, they have so much richer soil because the manure that's out there that we think is terrible when we're having these larger things called CAFOs, or confined animal feeding organizations, that just sequester the cows, and the manure in that regard just pollutes the entire environment. But in a small polyculture sustainable farm, that actually fertilizes the soil, and the soil creates crops that then feed the animals. And so this small enclosed ecological loop actually provides a much richer food source than you actually get from a large organic farm. It's a very different degree of nutrition, etc. And they've actually done some measurements on secondary metabolites called polyphenols. And polyphenols are things that help provide cancer protection, heart disease protection in plants. And there's a huge difference between a small organic and a conventional farm, for example, just by putting them next on adjacent lots in the way that plant is developed. Now, why am I talking about plants and polyphenols? Because the whole idea is that big is not necessarily better. And I really believe that our mission here is to take care of 1 patient at a time, enjoy the day, not feel compelled to see too many patients, not compelled to do too many surgeries, but just to enjoy that luxury of being able to treat a patient as an individual. So scalability, large economies of scale, are not necessarily something that's practical in my business model, if you will, because this is really what we love, which is, I look at myself in a way, if you will laugh at this, as a polyculture sustainable farm. It's a small industry that really enjoys each and every patient encounter and each and every patient I work with. So hopefully that was a good idea of anti-scalability and why it's here at my practice.